All right, coming in at number 42 on our Locked On Senators NHL draft rankings. Keep your head up when this kid's on the ice and keep your feet on a swivel when he's attacking you as well. This kid can do it all. It's Etienne Morin playing out in Moncton in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League.
Ross, this prospect is so much fun. I mean, if you haven't heard of Etienne Morin or you don't follow the Q closely, go on YouTube, and the QMJHL actually put out a highlight pack for him, and it's this epic techno music, and it's just open ice hits, breaking the puck up the ice, joining the rush. Like, there's so many fun things that this guy does. I ended up watching his full highlight pack just because I was so amused. This kid is the complete package. He led the Moncton Wildcats in scoring, 67 games, 21 goals, 51 assists for 72 points. He's a left shot defenseman. I got him at 6 feet, 183 pounds, 180 pounds on our board here. And you can see why people that follow the Q are so high on this kid, Ross, because there's so many different aspects to his game where you can see that becoming an exciting player for fans to watch.
Oh, in our rankings, pretty split. We have as high as 31 and as low as 71. How's that for a little range? We've got Scott Wheeler's at 31, Chris Peters and Corey Prodman at 40, Craig Button at 54, and then EP down at 71. The average is 47.4. And what's interesting is he's not a defensive defenseman. He's actually not very good in his own zone, but in the neutral zone, this guy open ice hits is his calling card defensively, but he is like a prototypical offensive defenseman outside of the fact that he just kills guys too. So he hits like a truck, but man, the hands are the first thing that I notice in his highlight reel. It's so smooth. Everything in the offensive zone just flows through him. And I'm a huge fan of his. I think he's going to be one of those prospects that might even take a meteoric rise as soon as this upcoming season, where you're looking at him as a potential candidate for Team Canada at the World Juniors. And I mean, 72 points is hard to ignore. I know the Q is a little more higher scoring than others. And the fact that when the games got tougher in the playoffs as well, he was able to produce. And it's not just goal scoring too, right? 15 of his 17 playoff points in 12 games were assists. So the vision is there. I just think he's a tremendous hockey player.
Yeah, I would agree with you, Ross. And the thing is, like, he played big minutes for the Wildcats. He was on their top pair. He's so creative. And what I found is he can adapt to the play so easily. Like, there's never a moment where you can be sure of what he's going to do. He has so many tricks up his sleeve, like breaking up the neutral zone. He knows whether to turn the jets on, to slow down and wait, to do a cross ice pass, to carry the puck in himself, to chip it in. Like, there's so many options with him. It's so hard to defend against a guy like this. And he loves joining the rush. I saw so many plays where it's a 2-on-1 for his team, and then he just blasts in from the behind, and now it's a 3-on-1, and then he's going for the rebound at the net. Like, he's a really exciting player that wants to keep things going, and he wants to have those big open ice hits. Like, you can even see him lining up for hits. Like, there's a guy in the center ice and he's waiting for that pass from the defenseman breaking out of the zone, and Etienne Morin is already angling his body, waiting to just absolutely truck a guy when he receives that suicide pass up the middle. So he's just so much fun to watch. I think fans, maybe there's some things you're worried about, like EP doesn't like his skating. They don't like the form. But they did make a point to say that maybe he's skating so awkwardly and he doesn't have that pace that most guys do, because he knows he's going to be playing upwards of 26, 27 minutes a night. So you gotta pace yourself a little there. So at least they're cognizant of that. But other than that note, I haven't found too much nitpicking on this guy. Like, Ross, I don't know about you, but I got him at 4.5 stars. I love this kid.
Yeah, he's a 4.5-star guy for me too. I don't think I have many 5-star guys yet. Colby Barlow, a few of the other guys up top, I'm big high on. But for me, defenseman wise, and I'm going through because next Tuesday or this upcoming Tuesday, maybe people are listening to this and their team just took Etienne Morin. But we're making our own top 50 based on all of the profiles. Every day we're doing 3 and really diving into those 3 players. And looking at all the defensemen that we've done, like, I've got Morin ahead of Gulyayev on mine. I've got Morin ahead of Oliver Bonk. I'm sorry.
Ooh.
He's closer to Tom Willander than any other defenseman that I have on my board. Like, you've got the 4 at the top for me, the Axel Sandin, Palika, Reinbacher, Simashev, and Willander in a tier together.
Okay.
He's probably at the start of the tier. I think I'm going to put him right between Ethan Gauthier and Oliver Bonk there at the end of the first round for me. I'm really high on this kid, and I think that an NHL team, right, they're going to see all of the highlight reel plays that he's making and everything, and just see, man, this guy's going to be a top 4 defenseman. We should mention that he is a left shot defenseman,
Yep.
which I know the teams probably value right shot just a little bit more, but a later birthday, a March birthday, 2005. And man, you look at a guy where just the sky's the limit. He had a 40-point improvement from one year over the next with the Moncton Wildcats. And I just think that next year he's going to take another step forward. He does need to work on his skating. I'm kind of with elite prospects there. He needs to kind of, do that enough to defend in his own zone. I think he defends okay off the rush, but when he's in his own zone, I want to see him use his size a little bit more and kind of angle guys away from the front of the net. He's clearly enjoys the physical aspect of hockey. I just want to see him use it in different areas where it doesn't have to always be the K-train open ice hits. It can also be, just holding guys behind the boards and allowing your partner to come fish out pucks and be able to have smooth breakouts. So that's probably the next step of development I'd like to see from Etienne Morin, but I'm also very intrigued by the skill set. And I think he might be one of the first players off the board in the second round.
Yeah, I've got him as probably the first defenseman selected in the second round. With a guy like Etienne Morin, the thing is, Ross, I'm willing to take the bad aspects, some of those kind of things that you listed there, because the good aspects are so good. Like, I'm willing to bet on this kid. If I'm a scout in a boardroom, I'm saying, look, let's swing for the fences here. I think this guy, the ceiling is huge. He has so much potential. I know there's a couple flaws we got to kind of work out, but I think the good aspects of his game are so good, you can't let those other things hinder him.
Etienne Morin or Oliver Bonk? Who do you have higher on your list?
Oh, man, that's tough.
It's like, are you betting on the upside of Morin, or are you betting on kind of the more safe projection of Oliver Bonk?
Exactly. That's what it all comes down to, Ross. I think it would have to depend on what the prospect pipeline is. If you don't have a prospect pipeline, maybe I'm going with Oliver Bonk just so that I'm like, okay, this is a guy I think for sure is going to play NHL games. But if you got a couple of those safe guys in your pipeline, take that swing on Morin.
I love it. Scott Wheeler says he plays a highly involved game built around upper echelon skill, a confidence and calm demeanor with the puck in all 3 zones, above average skating. Oh, we got a little battle of whether he's a good skater or not, and a sound of understanding of when and where he can impact the game. So Etienne Morin comes in at number 42, and I believe he'll be off the board before 42 when the NHL draft comes around in Nashville on Wednesday. For more draft profiles, head over to Locked On Senators on YouTube. We've got more than 60 available for your viewing, whether your team just took a player or otherwise. We're a part of the Locked On Podcast Network. It's your team every single day.